Hi, this is Pauline from Stampin' Stampede. Today I'm just going to show you how to make some 3D cards using the software MDS, My Digital Studio from Stampin UP. So what I've done is just created a couple of 3D cards using some images. So that is from the stamp set My Hero, and I'm going to also show you how to colour in certain parts and add little peoples and things like that. So there's loads you can do with it, and this one is actually using the Swallowtail stamp set. So I've just made a big butterfly 3D, and then I've also done a little owl card as well, and leaving some of the images. You can also add some hybrid embellishments to your card. So this is just a little elephant. This stamp set has retired, but with MDS you can go and download additional retired current papers, stamp sets, all sorts of things like that. So that's just a little card that I have done and just added a little antique brad into there. So the first thing you're going to do when you download MDS from my website, it's only $24.95 for the full version, which is really cheap. And then once you've got it on your computer, you can create, save, color, print. You can make books, you can make scrapbooking pages, you can do 3D cards, you can save it on, leave it onto your computer, or you can print it out and add things from there, or just leave it as you've decorated it and just print it. So when you open up the MDS, you actually want to open up a custom page. It'll come up with a selection of different things, and the one you want to select today is the A4 because that's the size of my printer. It's automatically going to name your project. You can change the name of it, create a name yourself, but it will automatically default to the next project that's in the list. It'll come up with a design sheet, and it's got a ruler on both sides, so if you ever want to position something or work out where you are, the little red key down the side here will actually be able to tell you where you're positioning it. What you're going to do with this one is actually open up stamps. No, sorry, clicked on punches. So click on stamps, add a stamp, and then this one today I'm just going to show you how to do A for apple. When you actually buy My Digital Studio, it comes with a range of things so that you can already start playing, so you don't have to buy any additional software like digital downloads. But again, on my website you can create an account and just download the things onto your My Digital Studio on your computer. What you're then going to do is select the image and say apply, and then close it. By doing that, now I can move this image wherever I want it to go, or I can change it. So to change a block color, so I don't want a black apple, I'd like a red apple. So by clicking on the palette and then coming over here, the palette will actually tell me, it'll have a little drop down menu here that actually shows me what color I'm about to pick. So I want real red, so I'm changing it from black, and it's going to give me a little preview to the red, and I'm happy with that. So say OK. Then what you can actually do now is, I don't want to do anything else with the image, so I am going to copy and paste. So now I have two apples. So then what I'm going to do is position, I want my apples to now become a card. So with one of the images, I'm actually going to, not flip, mirror. So then what I can do is actually line that up onto there to make it a mirror image. So now I have my starting of my card. Holding the control key down on your keyboard, select the other image, right click and go to align and align it to the middle, and what happens is those two images now will go side by side directly in the middle, so I don't have to worry about printing it out and then going, oh, I should have moved that slightly up. The computer, the software has actually already done that for me. So while they're together like that, I'm going to right click and group the images, and this means now I can move that anywhere around my screen. My upline Natasha showed me how to do that, and I thought, oh, such a good feature. So what you're going to do now is you've actually got to see how the little icon actually can turn into a little half circle. That means now I can rotate the whole images to 90 degrees. So just keep moving it around, get it on the 90 degree. And then what I can do now is see how I've got the double-headed arrow. That means if I move it, the whole image stays in the same form. Whereas if I go on this way, I've now got a distorted apple. So I just undo that last one. So the idea is just keep using those corner palette ones because that way then you'll get your true image rather than not. Now you can actually make your card as big or as little as you want as permitted by your printer. So if I'm happy with that, looks all okay, close down the stamp in the design center. Just a quick note, with the design center on the side, you can also go and use the top functions up here in the resource palette. So everything's on the same side. I just prefer the design center myself. So then you're going to go and click on share. If you have a Silhouette Cameo or an e-cut, you can save this as a SVG file, and you can print it out using those software, and then the image will actually cut it out. I've actually hand cut all of my images, and I didn't think I did too bad a job, so I'm pretty happy with that. So going on to here, press print. It asks me straight away if I want to save the image, so I'll say yes. It's going to come up with this little box here. This is normally where it would actually print, but if you click on custom, it now brings it up and I can actually see if I need to move my image. So I'm probably better off just to bring my apples a little bit higher up. So just press cancel, click on the apples, drag it to the side, print, save it again, and hit custom. So yep, so now my apples are actually all in where I want them to be, and now I can actually go ahead and press print. I then, using the swallowtail, what I did was cut all the way around the outer edge first, and then use my bone folder to score in between these two lines where the butterflies joined up, and then I folded it over and then cut down into here. I then opened it up and just finished the trimming and cutting all around here. You know, it's just a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, but you get it right. And the images, because you've aligned them into the center and grouped them together, they are in the right spot. So it's only you're cutting out, but you may, slip, I guess. So once you've actually got that, that's all there is to it. So you can actually go and make loads more of them. But if I go to File and open a project, this is actually where it comes up with all the projects I've created. So it's going to save them all for me. And so I can preview if that's the image that I actually want to go and do. You'll see with the ambulance, what I did do with this guy is I left a little bit of a gap so that he had more of a fold on there. I just felt that when he was actually close, it was just a little bit and the shape didn't there, and I needed the lines to emphasize what he was. So I used this one. You can actually just use the shape if you want, or you've now got a template for an ambulance if you want, but that's how you actually do that. And I'm just going to show you on this one. So open up the project. So I've already got him here, and then what I can do is go to stamps, add a stamp, go all in the family, scroll down until I pick a head and say apply. Close that window down, and so now I have my little head. And now what I'm going to do is actually rotate him. Oh, I should show you. If you don't actually want to do that, you can just go and rotate him either direction. You don't have to manually do it, but if you've already grouped them or centered them, and it's a pair, it's much easier to use that little half circle rotating key because they're already locked off. But this way, just do that beforehand. And then what I'm going to do is position my little man into here, and he's just a tad bit big, so just narrow him down. Alright, so I'm happy with that. Right click, copy and paste, and then I have my second little image to pop into the other window if I want to do. So this is just a little bit of extra stuff to show you how to do it. If I right click on the image before I had grouped it, I can color it in, but I'll show you on my next tutorial of how to color in little sections on a stamp that you already have. So that card's now ready to be saved and printed. So thanks for stopping by. My name is Pauline Bennett. I'm from Stampin' Stampede, and you can go to my website and download this the software, and then there's loads of tutorials on YouTube, on the Stampin' Up website, loads of things to learn, lots of different tricks and things. But this is just my little play that I've had fun with. So thanks. Bye.